punter is Pete Bray. Hangs it up in good shape. Good coverage time. Fair catch is called for and taken back at around the 30-yard line. On the reception end of it was number 85, and that is Rich McDonald. So Wheaton finally staved off the drive of LaSalle-Peru, getting a sack in the process and forcing them to punt, and Wheaton takes over on their own 30-yard line.
Wheaton is outsized in this game, and it'll be interesting to see if they can handle that size.
There's a timeout on the field with no score, and our coverage of the state high school football championships will continue after this.
If you live in one town, but call a nearby town often, getting the numbers from directory assistance can cost you. But getting the directory for that other town won't. Just call toll-free 800-572-4572 and ask for it. Directories also available through phone center stores.
This Christmas, turn special tools from True Value hardware stores into special gifts, like this Skill Dual Action sander for straight or orbital sanding, or this Master Mechanics 6-piece propane torch kit that solders, thaws pipes, and more. Stuff handyman stockings with this Crescent 10-inch tongue and groove pliers, this Stanley reversible spiral screwdriver, or this Stanley Carpenter Square. See all these handy gift ideas at participating True Value hardware stores.
Those young ladies from LaSalle-Peru cheering their team on down below us. Dressed in the white and the green and the red, the Christmas colors. Wheaton North, their first possession. They come out of their quarterback is Charles Long. He's 6'3", 170 pounders. They run out of the slot I. The tailback gets the first chance at it and gets a tough couple of yards as they drive him back. That is Sean Young.
An interesting statistic here. The offensive line of Wheaton weighs 183. The defensive line of LaSalle-Peru averages 220. A 37-pound per man average.
The biggest guy out there, Jeff Ostrowski, number 75 for LaSalle-Peru, leading the charge on the tackle, helped out by linebacker number 30, Herb Reese. Gain of a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8 for Wheaton North. On their own 32-yard line, 2nd down and 8 to the tailback again as they change, and nowhere to go that time. Boy, they nailed him. On the carry, it was Mark Seeland, and he was nailed in a hurry after a pickup of 1 yard, and they really drilled him down. 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. They're running alternate tailbacks in there. The previous ball carrier, I beg your pardon, was Lewis Holland. Charles Long wants to throw, being rushed. Ostrowski gives chase, but Long has some room to pick up some room. Now 35 at about the 37-yard line, and Herb Reese, number 30, finally dragged him down. It'll be short of a 1st down. Long, scrambling for everything he could get, Mike, was really in trouble.
And Herb Reese showed an awful lot of speed. He plays linebacker. He's a wingback on offense, plays linebacker on defense, and he shows his speed. Look at the scramble there. Charles Long running, and there's the tackle by Reese.
Brad Campbell is the punter for Wheaton North. 4th down and 4 situation as he gets it away with the wind, angling, end over end, bounding away and over the receiver, but finally take it in there. Trying to turn the corner and coming back up is Randy Freshy, and forced out of bounds around the 20-21-yard line. Good punt coverage. Down on the stop, number 63, Bob Reese. He's a 5'9", 184-pound senior for Wheaton North. 52-yard punt with the win, and that's what we were talking about. We have a flag on the play and a clip apparently against LaSalle-Peru, but that is where the wind is going to come into play on the punting game here this afternoon. There's a timeout on the field with no score, and our coverage of the state high school football championships will continue after this.
Day this winter, you're going to wake up in the morning, open up your door, and find snow. Big dump loads of snow. So be prepared. Get a John Deere snow thrower right now, or get one of these other John Deere snow removal products, because the snows will come. Big dump loads of snow.
For the John Deere dealer nearest you, look in the yellow pages under lawn mowers or tractors.
You can feel us coming now, a fresh look on the scene, with a whole new style of living, light and crisp and clean. That's why now we say the age of 7-Up is here, because we love that crisp, refreshing taste, so light and crystal clear. Moving up, looking up, looking up. America is turning 7-Up, reaching up, feeling up, feeling up. America is turning 7-Up.
Two good-sized quarterbacks in this game. 6'3", 170, Charles Long for Wheaton North, and Jim Pistono for LaSalle-Peru, 6'3", 180 pounds. He's under center right now as they work the power eye, strong right, balanced line. Good hit and nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Coming up on the carry was Camilo Valley, and the defensive front for Wheaton North nailed him in a hurry. Leading the charge appeared to be number 72, Dave Burston.
There's only a 12-pound difference in the size of the line here. The Wheaton defensive line averages 192. The offensive line of LaSalle-Peru, 204. Just 12 pounds per man.
Number 63, Bob Reese in there, 184-pounder, 5'9", playing a defensive tackle on the stop as well. Second down and 11. They pitched to Pete Bray, and he's not going to be able to go anywhere. And coming over in a hurry was Rich Stachniak, 5'6", 160 pounds, number 70. He led the charge for Wheaton North. Look at number 70, the linebacker here.
Let's watch Stachniak. He is the leader on defense, a 160-pound linebacker, and plays guard on offense. They say he's the best trap blocker coach has ever seen.
So brings up third down and long. Now, third down and still 10 yards to go. Coming out wide to the right side, number 41. That's Mike Stashik. Up the middle comes Bray, and he doesn't get the first down. It's to about the 13, 14-yard line before he was brought down, but not able to do anything.
Watch Stachniak blow the gap there, which gave a little running room, but number 42, Sean Young, running back on offense, came in to make the stop and save that play, giving a fourth down situation to LaSalle-Peru.
Pete Bray is to do the punting, and here is a situation now where Wheaton should be able to take advantage of the win and pick up some yardage in the exchange of punts. Bray does a good job of getting it out end over end as best he can, but it is called for on the fair catch at around the 38-39-yard line by number 85, Rich McDonald. And look at the difference in the yardage now picked up. Wheaton North had to punt from back around their 35-yard line. Mike, they exchange punts, hold LaSalle-Peru on defense, and force them to punt, and now wind up in LaSalle-Peru territory at the 38-yard line.
Well, we're getting a look at the Wheaton coaching staff over on the sideline, talking to their players, and the wind and sun again, Bob, is the factor there.
Charles Long on the bootleg to the left, wants to throw deep. It is too long for the intended receiver, number 82, John Flaherty. He's 5'9", 190-pounder. That's another thing the quarterback has to contend with, throwing with the wind. He's going to get a little aid in so doing, and sometimes have to temper his throwing just a bit. The LaSalle-Peru punt was 25 yards as opposed to the Wheaton punt of 52 yards.
The Wheaton North team has had some injuries. Both running backs are backup men. Brad Campbell is in at fullback for Marvin Carter, who is hurt, and Sean Young in for Mark Eisenhart, who must be injured.
Pitch to the halfback trailing around the right side, number 25, and that is Lewis Holland, and he is drilled down at about the 36-yard line. They get some people out there. Number 31 getting off the pile is Scott Quitt, and number 68 also out on the hit was Joe Pearson, and one of the LaSalle-Peru players shaken up on the play. I don't see Jeff Ostrowski down there, and I have a sneaking hunch it may be number 75, the big 255 or 50-pound tackle for LaSalle-Peru. A gain on the previous play of about 3 yards. Third down and about 7 to go near the 35-yard line of LaSalle-Peru for Wheaton North. Wheaton North comes in with an 11-1 record. They lost their first game of the year to Arlington Forest View, 14-13. They've won the rest of them. On the other hand, LaSalle-Peru is 12-0.
We might point out that Arlington Forest View is a 5A team, so the only game they lost was to a 5A team. And the score of that game, well, it was pretty close when they lost by a point, 14-13. And I believe you're right, Bob, that it is Jeff Ostrowski that is down. And that would be a real blow to the LaSalle-Peru team. Jeff Ostrowski, everybody's all-stater on all all-state teams, first team all-state, 250-pound. Joe Marini says the best tackle he has ever seen. And LaSalle-Peru's had some pretty good linemen over the years. Now, Joe Marini wasn't around when Joe Rutkins played down there.
Including Ostrowski's older brother, who was a dandy.
And his dad.
Joe Rutkins and I were all state together, and I played against him for about 7 years in the National Football League, and I know how good he was.
Jeff Ostrowski is up on his feet. They're looking over his right forearm, right wrist, elbow. He may have injured that right arm a little bit, so he will come out of the ball game.
You know,
hopefully not serious, and be able to get back in there.
That's right. To tell the whole story about him, you know, there are 5 brothers, and all of them were college football players, and Jeff is the youngest, and their dad, Chet Ostrowski, played with Weber in Chicago, Notre Dame, and the Washington Redskins. And Mike, it's a wonder you didn't play against a couple of the brothers, because you played forever around here. Did you ever wrestle any of the Ostrowskis?
No, but I wrestled Joe Rutkins in the semifinals of the state championship.
Did you really?
I remember that one. Joe only weighed about 260 back when he was in high school.
Charles Long is running at quarterback. They go with the slot eye. Give to Sean Young. Some room at the 30, 25. Cuts it to the outside. A flag is down. He cuts back inside. Nifty running by Sean Young. Down to the 15-yard line for Wheaton North. Finally making the stop for LaSalle-Peru was Bob Baker, a defensive tackle, 6-footer, 200, and it may be called back.
Notice how Wheaton North went right after that, right where Ostrowski would normally be on the first play after he left the game.
Procedure call against Wheaton is going to nullify the gain. It was 20 yards picked up, and Sean Young showed some fine moves.
Okay, let's see who is in motion there. It's pretty hard to pick out who might have been moving there just before the snap. Good call by the officials.
Third down now, 13, just shy of the 40-yard line of LaSalle-Peru. Good nifty running here by Sean Young. He showed fine moves. He's 5'10", 175 pounds. Wide man to the right side is Juan Ortiz, the top of your string. High formation behind Charles Long. Wants to throw on third down and 13. Going deep. Ortiz had slipped and fallen, got back to his feet and back on the defense. Covering and getting a hand on it was Randy Freshy, number 32. But Ortiz seemed to stumble somewhere around the 15-yard line, Mike, and really took himself out of the pattern.
Here you see Long taking advantage of being with the wind in the first quarter. And Ortiz tripped over number 31.
Now, Scott Quitt, who was going back into the secondary on coverage, they got tangled up a bit. Brad Campbell to do the punting. He could nail LaSalle-Peru back deep if he gets a good one off. Angles toward the far sideline, gets a bounce into the end zone for the touchback. And so LaSalle-Peru gets a break there. He was angling for that sideline, could not get it to bounce out for him, and LaSalle-Peru will take over on their own 20.
Here's the pass play again with Long. Now you see there's Ortiz way up in the right corner. There's the, well, not really a trip, but stumbling over the foot of the defender. We can't call it a trip, can we?
It'll be first down for LaSalle-Peru on their own 20-yard line. No score, 3 minutes, 18 seconds to play, first quarter of this 4